Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for films that were the subject of controversy before they even hit theaters.
Look at this! I took 9 million steps today.
Number 10. The Flash. Ezra Miller's performance as the Flash was well received in a series of cinematic and TV appearances leading up to their solo film.
I know sex exists, I've just never experienced it.
But before The Flash could be released, Miller was involved in a series of controversial incidents in 2022, including choking one woman and throwing a chair at another. And really, that's just scratching the surface.
According to a Rolling Stone investigation in June, Miller has been hosting a 25-year-old mother and her 3 young children at their Stamford, Vermont farm since mid-April.
Despite the negative press, the studio decided not to recast. This led to the project being torn apart by fans and casual viewers far before its release. The combination of its budget and Miller being in every scene meant that recasting or canceling would have resulted in a loss, so they had to go forward.
Congratulations.
Thank you. You have no idea how good it is to hear your voice. I have so much to tell you the next time I see you, Bruce. You were right, okay? And I didn't listen, and things did get very, very weird.
This controversy only worsened The Flash's financial and critical letdown. Number 9. Back to Black. Biopics are tricky to pull off. One wrong move and an entertainer's fan base could end up decrying the whole thing. Such was the case for Back to Black, a biopic centered on the life and career of Amy Winehouse.
You've been here 7 years longer than me. Don't you know you're supposed to be the man?
Commentary began to fly as soon as the first trailer was released. Some felt that the lead, Marissa Abela, both looked and sounded nothing like Amy, while others were upset that the singer's original vocals wouldn't be included.
You go back to her and I go back to black.
It was clear that people had written it off from the very beginning, believing that it would ruin Winehouse's legacy. While it did fare better with critics after coming out, it had already been convicted in the court of public opinion.
He takes the day when I am gone, and in your grave, in this blue shade, my tears dry on their own.
Number 8. The Super Mario Bros. Movie.
It's me, Mario. And Luigi. Are you tired of paying too much for plumbing? Mamma mia! That's why the Super Mario Brothers are here. To save Brooklyn.
They had the perfect setup for easy nostalgia bait. Mario's original voice actor, Charles Martinet, had made it clear that he would have loved bringing the role to the big screen. When it was announced that Chris Pratt would be playing the plumber and that Martinet was being downgraded to a cameo, several fans were let down. The reaction was made even worse when the first trailer dropped, and Mario was missing his iconic Italian accent.
I was not good at it. Worse than you.
You got it right away, didn't you?
I got it right away, but I grew up here.
Okay, now you're just trying to make me feel better.
The backlash exploded from there, to the point where Pratt himself had to put out a statement placating the angered supporters and defending the movie all at once.
This is the soundtrack to your youth.
Yeah.
And you don't want someone to come along and cynically kind of destroy it as a cash grab with the movie. I fully understand that.
Their risk ultimately paid off, with the film eventually becoming second highest grossing of 2023. Number 7. The Passion of the Christ. Any art focused on religious figures is bound to garner some controversy, given the topic's long and complicated history. That didn't stop Mel Gibson from creating The Passion of the Christ, a film about Jesus Christ's final night before his crucifixion. The concept alone was enough to put some people off, and accusations of anti-Semitism certainly didn't help. Activist groups came forward claiming that the script and imagery relied on harmful stereotypes that could potentially endanger Jewish people. The response was so severe that 20th Century Fox ended up passing on it entirely. And yet, despite it all, the film still went on to win several awards and become the highest-grossing R-rated movie in the US until 2024. Number 6. Borderlands. Adapting video games to another medium is a risky move. It can pay off big, but if the source material isn't respected, prepare for disaster. Borderlands is a prime example.
Lilith!
piss off.
I heard you were quite the crusty old...
Its eclectic characters and bright, interesting visuals could have made for a great production, but many fans' hopes were dashed as soon as the first preview came out.
Who the hell are you?
This is Lilith. My dad sent her.
Oh, she's a scumbag bounty hunter.
No, I am a high-end bounty hunter, pal.
Glaringly, the cast had only a passing resemblance to the characters they were playing. Sure, there were some big names like Cate Blanchett, Kevin Hart, Jack Black, and Jamie Lee Curtis, but fans felt that fame had been prioritized over casting.
Do the thing.
I'm a bit old.
I think to be setting myself on fire for your amusement.
You know you want to.
The big names didn't help in the end, with the film flopping in the box office and with the viewers. Number 5. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. As if this hero didn't already have a tough reputation to shake. The DCEU's Aquaman has always been the target of jokes online, but the reaction to his solo film sequel was even worse.
I'm so bored I don't even know which end of the Brine King I'm supposed to be looking at half the time. Woo! Yeah! It was awesome!
The continued inclusion of Amber Heard following an intense, high-profile legal battle with ex-husband Johnny Depp enraged fans, especially since the former had been fired from Disney amid abuse allegations. A petition calling to have Heard removed circulated soon after, garnering over 4 million signatures by mid-2022.
Where's Junior?
Penta to Junior.
No! No!
Her part ended up being heavily reduced. By the time the smoke cleared, she was only present for 20 minutes of the movie's 2-hour runtime, despite once being considered one of the principal characters.
Yes, all this ice. It'd be impossible to find the body.
Number 4. Sonic the Hedgehog. An initial negative reaction doesn't always mean the end for a production. For some, it can be a wake-up call. Sonic the Hedgehog is a beloved character, so a movie featuring him garnered immediate interest. When the original trailer first came out, it was met with instant ridicule due to the hilariously bad character design.
Meow?
Little details, like the way his legs were positioned, were also called out. To their credit, the studio actually listened to the fans' complaints. After a 5-month delay and an additional $5 million, they returned with a much cleaner-looking design.
Now you've done it!
Guess what, Eggman? I'm not leaving Earth. You are.
Their compliance ended up working out tenfold, with Sonic the Hedgehog becoming one of the highest-earning films of 2020.
I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it!
Well, welcome home.
Thank you so much.
Number 3. Monty Python's Life of Brian. Making a movie about religion is risky enough. Making it comedic is even riskier. If there's one project that struck the perfect balance between comedy and offense, it's Monty Python's Life of Brian.
By virtue of the authority vested in me. Oh, lay off, we haven't started yet. Come on, who's through that?
Following a man born next to Jesus and mistaken as the Messiah, the film faced an uphill battle from the start. When EMI executive Bernard Delfont finally read the script and realized it was a religious satire, he decided to pull funding. Just a few days before filming began.
I agree, it's action that counts, not words, and we need action now. Yeah, you're right. We could sit around here all day talking, passing resolutions, making clever speeches. It's not a shift. One Roman soldier.
Fortunately, Beetle George Harrison stepped in to finance the film. Despite considerable backlash from religious groups, it became an instant classic upon release.
We, the People's Front of Judea, brackets, officials, end brackets, do hereby convey our sincere fraternal and sisterly greetings to you, Brian, on this, the occasion of your martyrdom.
Number 2. Ghostbusters. Viewers have become disillusioned at constant reboots and sequels, and this was one of the first to create a furor online.
I mean, they want us to be quiet about that? We are not going to be quiet about that. Because it's not just us. We have over 100 comments already, and they're not all crazies.
The original Ghostbusters is a certified classic, with comedy and characters that are still enjoyed today. When a reboot with an all-female cast was announced, some fans were more than a little upset. The trailer was lambasted, earning over 1 million dislikes after being uploaded.
Ain't no bitches gonna hunt no ghosts.
The film was also the victim of review bombing, causing it to have a low audience score before it had even been seen by anyone. While the intense negative reaction was criticized at the time, it wasn't enough to sway the general public, resulting in a significant financial loss.
Where is it? What are you talking about? I told you what happened. Where's the car? It's on the other side. In Jersey? No, in the portal.
You know what? We should probably let them just work this out.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Ghost in the Shell, Scarlett Johansson's casting resulted in allegations of whitewashing.
That humanity is our virtue. I know who I am and what I'm here to do.
The Hunt. The mishandled political satire led to those on both sides writing the film off pre-release.
Can you think of anything at all, no matter how minor, that might make somebody want to try something?
Dear Evan Hansen. People immediately clocked that Ben Platt looked too old to accurately play a teenager.
We start with stars in our eyes. We start believing that we belong. But every sun doesn't rise. And no one tells you where you went wrong.
The Little Mermaid. Halle Bailey's casting caused her and the film to be the target of racial abuse.
Just you and me, and I could be part of your world.
Songbird. A movie about a COVID-19 mutation was the last thing viewers wanted during the pandemic.
We're untouchable. You see, munis, we're not human anymore. We're gods.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. The Interview. It doesn't get any riskier than this. The North Korean government is not known for its good humor. Needless to say, they weren't thrilled about The Interview, a movie about journalists attempting to take out North Korean leader Kim Jong-un.
He's the most reclusive leader on the planet. It's not gonna happen. He lives in North Korea. We can't go there.
Dave Skylark gets it anywhere.
His government threatened to retaliate against the US, saying the movie would be considered an act of war. The theatrical release was canceled following Sony being hacked. That decision was also met with controversy, as many felt the studio shouldn't have bowed to a dictator. President Barack Obama himself called this decision a mistake at a press conference.
Will you be so cocky when I slay you in front of the whole world?
Eventually, The Interview was given a limited showing and ended up becoming the company's highest-grossing digital release.
This was a revolution ignited with nothing more than a camera and some question.
Have any of your favorite movies been the subject of pre-release backlash? Let us know in the comments below.
You are a genius, Patty.
I'm a Ghostbuster.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.